Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you again so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here again at Solana. This is really good news here, folks. We got some pretty impressive price action breaking above this descending trend line. We just got to be mindful of this rising wedge pattern here, so we'll talk about that here in a minute. And if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hope you can learn something today. If you do want to become, again, a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. Also be sure to join our trading community over here at Bitunix Phenomenal Exchange. Nice rewards if you use my link to register. Again, that's all linked down below. No KYC or VPN for those guys either. So awesome stuff. Thank you, Bitunix. And when we take a look at Solana here, let's quickly note a couple of things here. First of all, 145 is a heavy concentration liquidation just to the upside, and we can see 135 to the downside. But more concentration above, therefore giving us the inclination the price action should go higher. Okay. Again, this isn't the only reason to take a trade, but it's certainly a contributing factor, especially with this ascending type of pattern that we have here. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Speaking of patterns, let's take a quick look here at this. This is fantastic. Excellent rewards here or benefits for my members. Bitcoin 33% for our long position we took a couple days ago, and OP 44%. That occurred within the last 24 hours. So nice profit there. We were trying to get into Matic, didn't get filled. The price action's almost at take profit target. So again, congrats to everybody who got in on that one too. Let's double check a couple things in the big picture here on the daily. Work our way down. Let's kind of see what's going on because things are starting to shift, right? We got this little momentum, paradigm shift, so to speak, in momentum, and it's really awesome to see. So first of all, we're testing the 20-day SMA. Okay, it's running fairly concurrent with this descending trend. So for the most part, we're looking pretty positive there, as long as we can close at just say 143 or higher today. Same thing here as well with the 100-day SMA. Being above that is awesome. We've been stuck below that for quite some time after that having been a previous support level for us. Okay, so we talked about that being an important level. Now it's a resistance tentatively until today's candlestick closes above it. We got to presume that's still the case. If you take a look here, of course, at RSI, still not great. We're not over 50 yet. A lot of coins are doing this though because they were held down for so long, right? So this doesn't mean that we're in bad shape, but it's very concurrent with that descending trend. In other words, if the price action pulls back, we could see that effectively staying below that. That could work as a resistance for us. But between now and then, whenever we break above this level, we want to kind of keep our eyes open, kind of our eyes peeled, like, hey, we may not be out of the woods yet. Okay, so I just want to kind of drive that home. We're still in pretty good shape though. However, with the momentum indicators are letting us know MACD converging here on the daily. And of course, stochastic has swung up here the last couple of days too. So those are all positive contributing factors, leading us to believe that the price action should continue higher. We are also above the most recent amount of volume too, at 136 in the last few days here. I guess this would be more so the last month and a half. We can see that in the last month and a half, the most amount of buying pressure is at 135. So that does kind of imply that we are in really good shape there. That should be the new support for us. So taking a look at the 4-hour time frame. Let's note this as well, and this is definitely looking pretty decent. Again, there is a rising type of wedge pattern here. A lot of times they do break down. So in other words, it can be viewed as a positive. Like a lot of times people think, oh, rising wedge, that's awesome. But truth is, it usually does one of these here and breaks to the downside. Now it doesn't necessarily have to break totally down or just go to the ground floor, right? But generally speaking, we could very well see the price actually correct itself to this level here and continue higher. A lot of different things that could happen, but generally speaking, that's kind of just a thing. So just be mindful of that, so we're not arbitrarily just jumping into a long position with no regard. So what would be best case scenario is if the price actually breaks free from that rising wedge pattern, consolidates around 135, then we get in at that point. That would be awesome. Taking a look here, of course, at RSI, we're over 50. Money flow index is high. These are all extremely positive contributing factors. So 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin so far, Solana and a few other coins I've looked at are all extremely beneficial. We've broken through any potential resistances and it's a good shape. I just know that a lot of coins are moderately overextended. I wouldn't say this is an overextension at all, but it is still just something we want to be mindful of. Okay, because again, you can run for so long in the same direction without getting exhausted. And at this point here, we've seen some nice consolidative efforts, right? We hit a 9 to sequential, comes back down, recap. 9, another recap here, and we're just kind of jumping around here for the moment. So truth is, Solana is not really all that massively overextended, but it's definitely looking like it wants to be, okay? In other words, we could see a corrective pattern here because Bitcoin does look like it's a bit on the overextended side itself, okay? So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the Ichimoku Cloud and let's wrap it up here. Because again, when we're consolidating at the cloud here. We can see this 136 area here. This is nice. Take a look at this. That's right where the cloud's kind of hanging out. So the price doesn't end up pulling down. That would be a good consideration for entry. Okay, so I think 135 to 136 is still looking like a pretty solid consideration there. We may not even see that price point. The price could continue higher. Okay, again, we've got this this descending trend line we've broken through, but a lot of times what happens too, and this runs concurrent with the rising wedge pattern, is the price will come back down to do a bullish backtest of that descending trend and then continue higher. So again, me personally, 137, 138, right in that range. I'm just going to go ahead and set an alert for 138. That's something I'm going to kind of look for, right? Hopefully an entry for along at that level, pending everything else looks pretty decent. But the bottom line here is that everything we see so far here on the cloud, everything looks pretty good. Okay, there's nothing here letting us know that we're going to just drop and pull back here. Okay, so all in all, pretty favorable. If you are in a position right now, you got in at the 120s, 130s, maybe want to consider securing some profit or just at least moving your stop loss higher. That way you can ensure that you walk away in the green, because there's nothing worse than taking a trade, being significantly in the green, just being so greedy that you wash it all away. Don't do that, folks. We take profits as a community consistently, and I try to teach that as well in my trading university, so it's important to do that. Anyways, just some friendly advice. Thank you again so much for watching. Do me a favor, help us grow our Twitter, TikTok, and Telegram. I just started a TikTok here recently. It's actually a lot of fun. I'm bringing more fundamental and foundational things there too, outside of the TA, that help people in general become better traders. So check that out. Everything's linked down below. But if you haven't already, make sure you reference Bitunix. Phenomenal exchange. Highly recommend them. Awesome rewards. Use my link to register too. No KYC or VPN. Thank you, Bitunix, and hope you all have a good rest of your day. Take good care of yourself. We'll see you soon.